All right, hey guys. So we're gonna go ahead and move forward with dictionaries. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and post a link to my GitHub in the description of this video. So all you have to do is copy that link from my GitHub into your browser. That'll take you here, and you can follow along with me. We're gonna start off at part 1. So just go ahead and copy part 1 here. And what you can do is you're gonna open your subline text editor. You're gonna paste it in, right? So I just pasted in part 1, and you'll follow along with me as we go on to part 2 and so on. All right. So dictionaries allow you to connect pieces of related information, similarly to how lists are, except they're better than lists. There's some more logic behind it, okay? So with the dictionary, you have a key and a value pair, okay? So for example, the key will always be that first, the first like thing that you have right there, okay? So color, that's the key, right? And the value is going to be associated with that color, right? It's going to be related to it. So the value is green. So the key is color and the value is green. Okay. Likewise, here we have comma, and after the comma, we have the key point and the value is 5. So let's say we have a video game, we shoot an alien, the color turns green, I don't know, and then you receive 5 points. Okay, so this is really helpful if you're trying to build a program where the action of something can cause a value of something. Okay, so key value pair. Okay, and Python isn't the only language that uses key value pairs. A lot of languages use it. So here we have print the alien /0 dictionary. The key is color in this instance. So what we're doing is we're saying to print the key value. So here we have the key, so we're indicating we want the value of the color key, right? So that's green. So it's going to print green down here. And then we have a comma, your next key value pair. So our key is points, right? And it's going to provide us the value for that, which is 5 down here. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, part 2. Dictionaries store key value pairs. Each key is mapped to a value. For instance, the color is mapped to green. The key is color and the value is green. I'm just making sure you guys understand this. And Python distinguishes dictionaries by having the curly brackets with key value pairs inside. You provide the key, Python provides a value. So when we provided color earlier, it provided us the value green. Ensure to separate the key value pairs with a comma. All right, next, let's move on to part 3. All right, to access a key value pair, give the name of the dictionary. So in this case, we have alien /0 is the dictionary, and the key inside of square brackets. So print the alien dictionary, and we're providing it the key color, so it's going to provide us the value green at the bottom down here. So Control B, green. All right, let's move on to part 4. All right, so here we have alien /0, color green, 0.5, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to use this in a string, and we're going to make it look a little nicer here. So we have alien /0, which is our dictionary. We're referring to the key points, and we're taking that and we're putting that in a variable, so new points, right? And so now when we actually put this in a string, rather than referring to our dictionary, we're going to just refer to this variable, new points value, which is reference to our dictionary and the points key, right? And so this actually will have the value of 5 in it, and that is stored in the new points as reference. And so down here we have print, format, string, so F is for format, and you just earned curly bracket new points, so we're referring to our variable here, right? And then points. So it's just going to insert that into our string. All right, let's go ahead and move on to part 5. Okay, adding key value pairs to a dictionary. So you can add them by simply indicating the dictionary you want to add it to. So here we have alien 0, then we have square bracket, X position is the key and the value to that is 0. Okay, Y position is going to be key and the value is going to be 25. And then we're going to print that out. And so you can see in the very beginning, our alien dictionary only stored color green points 5, right? Well, now we've added 2 new values to it, the X position 0 and the Y position 25. Okay, so when we print alien 0s for printing that dictionary, you can see at the very beginning, it just prints the dictionary from what we started with, right? Color green points 5 is what you see. And then after we've inserted some key value pairs, it then prints those out in the dictionary here. Okay, so that's how you add them. You just simply basically like call that dictionary, square bracket, and then insert your key and your value here. All right, and then back to part 5, right? So why did we add the X and Y position? Because later on, we're going to create an app where you're going to be shooting aliens, right? Starships. And so what we're just starting here is starting to build that foundation. So we're saying the X and Y position, which is X and the Y of your screen. We want the alien to start up at the very top, right? So it's going to start at the top up here, and then it's going to move down. And as it moves down, you're going to have a little alien here, and a little alien ship, and you're going to shoot it down. Right? You're going to be shooting down ships. So that's just the XY coordinate, basically, is what we're setting here. All right, let's move on to part 6 now. All right, and just like lists, you can also have your dictionary start off empty, and then you could start inputting values. Okay, so here we're starting with an empty dictionary, alien/0, and then we're adding the values, right? Just like I mentioned earlier, square bracket, key, and then value, right? So color green. And then we're printing that out down here so we can see the values we've now added to this dictionary. And you can see when we print that, it's going to print what we just added. All right, so right here, part 7, positioning. So the alien/0 has the color green, right, for the key value. And then here we're printing the alien is, and it's just going to say green. So if you look down here, it just says the alien is green. But then what if we want to change that value, right? So we want to change green to yellow. Well, you just reference your dictionary equals, and then we're literally just changing that key value pair. So now the key is color and the value is yellow. And then now when we print the alien is, and we're referring to our dictionary and the key, and then it's going to print the value, which is now yellow. So alien is yellow. All right, so here we're going to adjust the positioning. So you can see we start off with alien/0, the color is the key and the value is green, as we mentioned earlier. Now, moving on to tracking the position of alien ship, right? So, great. Here we have the dictionary alien/0. The key values here is going to be the XY coordinates. So it's going to start off at 0 and 25. So at the very top of your screen up here. Speed is going to start off at medium. Okay. Now it's going to print the original positioning of alien 0 and the position. So we know that the alien position is 0, right? Got it. Okay, so what if we wanted to move the alien based on the speed, right? So if the alien speed is equal to slow, then it's going to increment x at the position of like at 1, right? So it's going to x increment by 1. Else if alien speed equals medium, it's going to x increment by 2. Else, and this is if it's going fast, then it's going to increment by 3, right? So we can see that we're starting off at medium, right? And if we were to change the speed, then it would move faster. Basically, it would increment more and therefore move faster. So the new position is the old position plus the increment. So here we check, is the speed slow? Next, checks, is the speed medium? If so, increment by 2. And then else, the speed's fast, so it's going to increment by 3. Okay, so I'm going to floor it. All right, next, what we have here is we're taking this value and we're storing it in a variable called alien, and then we're referring it to that x position, right? So what we have here is alien x position plus the increment. Okay, so we know we're at medium, so we're at 2, right? So it's going to add 2, so 0 plus 2 is 2. So then it's going to print that new position. So alien underside 0 x position, which is here, which started at 0, but then because it's medium, it incremented by 2, right? So now it says the original position, which is 0, because we print it up here, and then the new position after we've run this through and determined it was medium, which is 2, is now the new position is 2 right here, right? So we printed that down here. So this is how you're able to increment values based on the value in the key value pair, okay? So this would allow us to move the x position and basically make it seem like that ship is moving, okay? And that's based off of the speed that we indicate here. Okay, what if we want to use the delete statement to completely remove a key value pair? Well, that would be easy. Like I mentioned earlier, our dictionary is alien 0, and then here we have our key values pairs. We're going to print that out so you can see what it starts off with. Color, green, position 5. Then we're going to delete the alien dictionary point value, right? So we're going to delete that. And it's going to just delete this key value pair from our dictionary. So now if we print that out, it's going to be color, green down here, right? So it's going to just delete that key value pair. And that's how you do it. You just use the delete statement to delete a certain key value pair. All right, dictionary objects. So here we have a dictionary favorite languages. And inside it, we have quite a few key value pairs separated by a comma. So you have Jen, who likes the Python language. You have Sarah, who likes C. You like Edward, who likes Ruby, and Phil, who likes Python. Okay, and then we have favorite language. We're referring to our dictionary, and what we want to select is Sarah's value. So we have our key Sarah. The value is going to be C, right? And we want to print that out to the title method. All right, and then we want to store this value in the language variable, and we're going to print Sarah's favorite language is, and it's going to be what's stored in this variable, the language variable, which is C. So it's going to say Sarah's favorite language is C at the bottom here when we print it out to the screen. All right, part 10, using the get method. So this allows you to get a key value or to check if a key has a value associated with it. So here we have alien dictionary, color green, speed is slow. Okay. We have here alien dot get because we're using the get method here. And inside of that, we have points, which is the key, right? And the value for that's going to be no points value assigned. The reason being is because if you look here at our list, we don't have points as a key and the value in there, right? So it's not in there. So if we try to get this, it's going to give us an error, which is the error we specified here, no point value assigned, right? It's not going to add it to our list. It's just checking to see if there's points in our list, in our dictionary list, and we don't see points here. So therefore, it's going to prompt us with this error. Okay. Now, what if you didn't input anything there? What if you just want to check the points and you didn't specify an error? So here you see no point value assigned because we're checking to see if points is in our dictionary list. And if it is, then it's going to get the value for it. And so if you see alien.get and points, we're just specifying the key here, points, and we expect it to return a value. If we don't specify what error we should get, so we don't specify no point value assigned, it's just going to give us none. So as you see down here, it just gives us none because there is no point key here. So it can't return a value, so it just returns none. That's all that happens. All right, so let's try part 11, challenge. So here we have the person, and inside of our dictionary we have first, master, chief, right? For the first and the last name there. And then he's born on Eridanus. And down here for 11.2. So right here we just have a dictionary. That's basically what we got. Just wanted to make sure you guys understand how to make simple dictionary, right? Curly bracket, key value, comma, and then similar to a list, you just list them after that, right? And then 11.2, name, favorite number. So we have Bob, his favorite number is 5, James, favorite number 6, Sarah's favorite number is 3. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna print out each one of these. And so we're referring to our name's favorite number dictionary, and we're referring to Bob. So it's gonna return his value, which is 5. And so if we print that out, we are simply gonna get that. Now for this first one, you're not gonna see it here because we're not printing out person 1. If I printed it out, you'd see it down here. But we simply didn't need to. We're just simply indicating how to create a dictionary. Right here, we're utilizing our knowledge of dictionaries to make some statements here. So things we learned, dictionaries allow us to connect pieces of information, keys, a connected value, the keys value, right? So here we're printing dictionaries can be said to, and then it's going to print out our things we learned dictionaries, right? So referring to the key dictionaries, it's print the value. Just dictionaries can be said to allow you to connect pieces of information. Keys can be defined as connected values, and a value can be defined as a key value. So we're printing all that down here. All right, let's go ahead and loop through the dictionary. So here we have user _0, user Dan the tech, first name is here, and then last name is here. So that's funny. For key value in the user _0 dictionary, we're going to loop through the items of that dictionary. So all of these are items of the dictionary. So that's including the key and the value. So it's going to loop through each one of these, and it's going to print the key here, and it's going to print the value here, and it's going to do that for each one of these items. So it's going to print the username, down the tag, and then it's going to go through, print the first and last name here, right? So let's go ahead and press Control V, and you'll see just that. Username, down tag, first and then last name there. All right, writing a loop for a dictionary. So here you have user_0, username Luke Skywalker, first name Luke, last name Skywalker, right? So these are the dictionary items, the values in that dictionary. And for key value in the user_0 dictionary, you're gonna list the items. It's gonna go through the items and it's gonna print the key values, which we've already gone over now. But what I want you to pay attention to here is for key and then value. If you look down here, you'll see for KV in the user_0 dictionary items. So I want you to pay attention here that you don't have to use this key value. You can use acronyms like K and V to indicate what you're trying to reference there, which is the key and the value. So it's always going to be the key and then the value. It just depends on how you want to read this code later. You know, if you think it's a better idea to put key value, so you can remind yourself, I'm dealing with looping through a dictionary here, or you want to call it something else that makes sense to you. So you call it, key is first person's information, value is going to be the value or something. So, and it's going to loop through and print the key and the values. And you can see here, there's a tab, there's a space there, and basically everything from here, the for KV in user items. Below it, it's going to run whatever's tabbed. So this is what's going to happen once it loops through all those items in the dictionary. So it's going to print out those key value pairs, and we can see them down here. And here we're doing the same thing. We're looping through a dictionary, printing out a string, which in this case is, we have some people's favorite languages, Jen, Python, Sarah, C, Edward, Ruby, and Phil, Python, for name in language. So again, this is the key, this is the value, language. You can name it whatever you like at this point. In favorite language dictionary, go through the items. So we're passing it to the item method, print, format, string, name. So that name is going to be the key, right? So it's going to be Jen, Sarah, Edward, Phil. Favorite language is, and then the value, which is the language, which we specified here. So you see here, I didn't use key and value. You can name it whatever you like. So if this makes sense to you, saying, we want to print out that language right here, and it's going to print out Python, C, Ruby, Python at the back of that string. So however you like to do it. All right, so here we're going to do the same thing. We're going to loop through a dictionary, except this time we're just trying to get the key. We're not trying to get the value. So we're just trying to get their names, right? So for name, and that's going to be the key in favorite language. And then we're sending it to the key method. So that key method is making sure to only grab the key. That's it. Print name, which is the key, dot title. So it's going to print that first letter or the first character and the first word. Yes. So Jen, Sarah, Edward, Phil, it's going to print them out here. All right, let's move on. All right, so earlier we're looping through and just grabbing the keys. Now we're looping through and we're just grabbing the values. So we're just trying to grab what languages they like. So you can see it's basically the same concept for language, which is the value in favorite language, and we're sending it to the values method, right? And then we have the colon print language dot title. So it's just going to print the languages. So here we can see when we print this out, the following language have been mentions Python, C, Ruby, Python. Let me take that out. Now you can see it's printed Python twice, right? So what if we want to only print it out once? We'll show you how to ensure that it only prints out unique values. So let's go ahead and move on to that one. Okay, so here we're going to remove duplicates, so we only pull the unique languages. So we're going to remove Python from this list. The following languages have been mentioned. And for language in sets, favorite language, and you can see set is going to ensure that it removes any duplicates. So from the favorite languages, dictionary, the values, and it's going to print those values and remove any of the duplicates. So when we print that out, you no longer see Python twice, you only see it once. All right, so let's go ahead and do challenge 18-1. So here you have dictionary favorite numbers. We got Bob who likes 5, James who likes 6, Sarah who likes 3. We're going to 4, name, which is the key and the value, name, and favorite number. In the name, favorite number dictionary, items. So we're going to grab all those items. We're then going to print format string name, which is the key, which is Bob, James, Sarah. Favorite number is, and then favorite number, which is going to be the value, which is 563. So if we loop through this dictionary, then we'll get the following. Bob's favorite number is 5, James' favorite number is 6, Sarah's favorite number is 3. So 18-2, doing some more looping, we got favorite major rivers. So we got South America, Amazon River, East Africa, Nile, and the Chinese Zhangtai River. All right, let's go ahead and print that out to the screen. So for country, the key value, river, in major rivers dictionary, we're gonna grab those items, and then we're gonna loop through, and we're gonna print the, and the key river, and run through country, and then the value, which is the country. So if we go through that, it's going to say the Amazon River runs through South America, the Nile River runs through East Africa, and the Xinjiang River runs through China. All right, let's move on to 18-3. Okay, if we wanted to loop through and only show the countries as we learned earlier, you're going to use the key method. So for country in major rivers, key, which is just the countries, South America, East Africa, China, and it's going to print the country, which is our key. Right? You could change this to key if you like, and change this to key, or you could keep it as country, however you want to do it, and it's going to list them down here. So largest rivers are the following: South America, East Africa, China. All right, next we're going to do the same exact thing. We are going to only grab the values. So that's going to be the actual rivers: Amazon River, Nile, Zhang River. So 4 rivers in major river, and the value. Oh, oops, I'm moving something. Okay, so we're using the value method to only grab the values. So it's going to print the largest rivers are called Amazon River, Nile, Zhangtai River. I think I've been calling it different names at this point. Oh, and that's Yangtze River. I had to Google it. Okay, 18-5, polling. So polling status, let's say we had a poll and we're trying to see whether or not people completed it. So we're trying to see, did Luke complete the poll? Yes. According to this value, Luke completed it. Has Obi-Wan completed it? He has not taken the poll yet. Has Han Solo taken it? Poll complete. So for name, give it the key values, right? Name and poll, stat in, oh, no, okay, so that's part of the value. So name is the key, the value is poll stat. In polling status, which is the dictionary, get the items, which is going to be the key and the value. If the key poll status, if that value shows not taken, which, Luke shows pull complete. Obi-Wan shows not taken, so it's going to stop on his. It's then going to print the name. So when it goes through this dictionary, it's going to go through all of those, and it's going to say, yeah, Obi-Wan didn't take it. So Obi-Wan, you have not taken the poll. Please ensure you complete it. And then if it doesn't trigger by not taken, then it's going to move on to the else if poll stat equals poll complete, meaning they've completed the poll, which Luke has, and Han Solo completed it. It's then going to say the name, you have completed the poll, thank you. So here we have Luke, you have completed the poll, thank you. Obi-Wan, you have not taken the poll, please ensure to take it. Han, you have completed the poll, thank you. All right, so here we're going to be nesting dictionaries. So if you want to store multiple dictionaries in a list, you can do it with nesting. Here we have 3 dictionaries. One's for alien _0, and it has the color green 0.5, and then alien 1, which has the color yellow 0.10. So those would probably be like harder aliens to kill. And then you had alien 2, which is color red, and those points are 15. So we're then going to store, these are dictionaries because it's got the curly bracket, right? Well, we're going to store them in a list. And so we have the aliens list here with a square bracket, and we have alien 0 through 2 listed inside of this list. So those dictionaries are listed inside of this list with the square brackets. And then for alien, in aliens, the list, print the aliens. So then it's going to print the values of the dictionaries, right? Because we're looping through that list, and that list stores dictionaries, and those dictionaries have values, which is then going to loop through and show. All right, so 20, creating aliens in a list and set the aliens dictionary values. So here we have an empty list called aliens. We're going to make 30. We're going to make 30 alien in this list. Those are going to be alien dictionaries, basically. So for alien numbers in the range 30, so it's going to make 30 of them, right? And then here we're setting the new aliens dictionary values, which is color green 0.5, speed slow. Then we're going to call that list, hey, aliens, which we have up here. It's just a list. We're going to append the new aliens, which are 30 dictionaries that we're going to input into this list here with these values. And then what if we only wanted to see the first 5 dictionaries in that list of 30 dictionaries, right? So for alien in aliens, and we have a :5, so starting at 0, going to 5, print alien. So it's only going to print the first 5 aliens dictionaries in the 30 alien dictionary list, right? So there's 30. So you just imagine there's 30 alien dictionaries in here in this list. Okay, it's just going to print the first 5. Okay, and it's going to print that, and then it's going to count. So the total number of aliens. So the length is going to count how many dictionaries we have stored inside of the aliens list. So here we have the first 5 dictionaries being printed out from that list, aliens, and then it's going to count how many dictionaries we have stored inside of this alien list. We have 30, as we mentioned earlier, because we have set this range to create 30 dictionaries, right? And so that's basically what it's doing. All right, so here we're going to be changing the first 3 values in the alien list. So let's take a look here. Actually, taking a look here, 30 alien ranges. Actually, no, it doesn't look like we're doing that here. It looks like we're just creating another list of 30 and then setting their values, appending them to the list, and then only showing the first 3, which I've done down here. So you got your alien list, 4 alien numbers, and we're creating 30 dictionaries within this list, new aliens, and we're setting these as the values. And then we're appending that to the list up here, new alien. And for alien and aliens, first 3, we're going to print aliens. And that's what it's doing here. So I'll have to change that, but that's what's going on. All right, so let's do part 22 here. You have the aliens list here, and for alien number in range 30. So it's going to create 30 dictionaries within this list. New aliens and setting those values for the values that are going to go in those dictionaries. And it's going to append right, so this is a variable. It's saying it's variables here. It's going to then append those 30 values to the aliens list up here. Okay. And then for alien in aliens, first 3, so we're adjusting the value of the first 3 aliens. So we know we have 30 aliens. We're saying, hey, if alien color equals green, which they all do, according to this, because we've all set all 30 to color green 0.5 slow, speed slow. Okay, if it equals green, you're then going to change that value, right? So this is the condition up here. If alien color equals green, we're then going to change those dictionary values, those key value pairs. So the color is equal to yellow, speed is equal to medium, the points is equal to 10. Else, alien color equals yellow, then it's gonna set alien color red, speed fast, alien points 15. So what we're doing here essentially is, you can think of this as a game. You start off beginning level, your aliens are all really easy to kill, and then as you move on, persist to the second, third level, they become harder to kill, right? And it's basically what you're doing here, where you have, maybe this is like level 1, they're all green, you just go through the whole level, you wipe them out. And then level 2, well, here you have, hey, if they're green, turn them to yellow. So let's include a little hard ones in there. Let's include some aliens in there that are going to be a little faster in speed. They're going to give you a little more points because they're harder to kill. They're faster, right? So it's going to take those first 3 aliens and make them like elite. Basically, it's going to make them yellow, and they're going to be a little quicker than the rest of them, right? And that's what it's going to do for that list. And if they're yellow, so let's say you complete this round. Now you have those yellow ones. Or I mean, you have, yeah, the yellow ones, the 3 yellow ones, right? Let's say you start a new round. Well, those yellow ones, now they become red. So in round 3, they're red. Now they're really fast in speed. And now they're way more points. They're 15 points. Okay, so you can see how this can be used to progressively make the game harder. And for alien in aliens, so we're only printing out the first 4 values in the aliens list, which, will be these dictionaries. So we have color alien points 10, speed medium. You can see it does it for the first 3 because that's what we specified up here for alien in aliens. The first 3, if they're green, which they all are, set them to harder, set them to yellow, make the speed medium, make the points, make them get more points, right? But then you can see after the 3rd one, what happens? Well, it goes back to green because now all 30 of those were green, 0.5, speed's low. So if we were to change this maybe to 10, right? You'll see that the first 3 are the elite, they're like yellow. And then after the first 3, you got some greens in there, right? And it goes all the way up to 30. So if I were to put 30 in here, you'd see all of them. And that's what it looks like. All right, so let's go and move on to part 23. All right, next we're going to be putting lists inside of dictionaries. So suppose we're ordering something from McDonald's and we want some items, right? So the items in the kids' meal are listed inside this list I have here. So before we go there, let's look at our order dictionary. All right, so we know it's dictionary because it's got the curly bracket, right? So meal 8, right? So the key is meal 8, the value is quarter pounder. Now, if I went to McDonald's, I asked for a meal 8, you know, hey, I'm gonna get my quarter pounder. You know what I'm saying? If I went to McDonald's and asked for a kids meal, right? So the key is kids meal. Then I could get any one of these values that are in this list. So inside of this list, because we got the square bracket, we got soda, fries, burger, Star Wars toy. Okay. And now let's go ahead and order our list. So if you're an adult, you'd say print format string, you order an adult meal, and then we put order the dictionary, and then the key is meal 8. So then print out you ordered a quarter pounder, right? If we print that out. And for the kids meal, you want the following. So 4 items in order. So we're looking here at the order dictionary, meal 9, kids meal, and it's going to print the items that are within that list, right? So it's going to say you want soda, fries, burger, and Star Wars toy. Okay, so here we've nested a list inside of a dictionary, right? So the dictionary curly bracket has a dictionary curly bracket has a list square bracket here. That's a list nested inside of it. Just it's inside of it. That's all. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to 24. So here we're going to nest some more lists inside of dictionaries. Here you have favorite movies. You have the key, James, and the values. Star Wars Episode 1, Revenge, Phantom Menace. Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Okay, and you see Bob, he likes Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Episode 4, New Hope. And Jake, he likes Episode 4, actually, Return of the Jedi. Yeah, he likes Return of the Jedi, and then he likes Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Okay, so you can see they all like different Star Wars movies, and so this would be a time where you want to utilize your dictionary still, right? Because you want your key and your value pair, but then you want the value to be a list because they may like multiple Star Wars movies, just like someone may like multiple numbers or something of that sort. So for fan movies, so the key values in favorite movies, dictionary, which is here, the items, so you're using the key and the value. That's what happens when we specify the items method. Print, fans, so the names of the fans, favorite movies are for movies in favorite movies. It's then going to print the fans values. So that's going to be the movies they like. So you see James' favorite movies are, and then the following. All right, part 25. Don't ask things too much, as you could use better and simpler ways of doing stuff. So don't make things overly complicated if you don't need to. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and make things overly complicated. All right, so 26, nesting dictionaries and dictionaries. So here we have users. We got Mr. Skywalker, first name, and then so inside of this dictionary, we have a dictionary. So we have the users. So we have Skywalker and Organa. And then inside of that, we have some traits of that user, some facts. So we know Skywalker's first name's Luke, last name's actually first name's Luke, yeah, last name's Skywalker, and then he lives on the planet of Tatooine. Okay, and then for Organa, another dictionary, first name's Leia, last name Organa, and she lives on Alderaan. Okay, so now for username, which is just my key, user info, right? So that's my value, and that's just what I named it in user dot item. So we're using the key value pair, right? That's why we specify the items method. Username, so it's going to show their username. So Mr. Skywalker, right? It's then going to take the first and last name, concatenate them, put them together, all right? And then we're going to store that in the full name string, okay? And then we're going to have a location. So we're going to specify we want the user info, which is just the value within that dictionary, so within those nested dictionaries, right? So we got user info location, okay? So user info, that's just the value, right? So we got our dictionary users, and here we got the location as a value, as a key actually, as a key for another dictionary, right? And then we have Tatooine, so it's then going to print the location. It's going to print the username, first last name together, and the location. And that's what we see down here. Username, Skywalker, full name, Luke Skywalker, location, Tatooine. And it does the same thing for Argana because it's going to basically loop through these dictionaries, which is, well, there's users with 2 nested dictionaries inside of the users. All right, 6-7, challenge 1, making 2 dictionaries, nesting them inside of a list, right? So we got these 2 dictionaries here indicated by the curly bracket, right? And they're inside this list, the people's list with the square bracket, right? So they're nested inside of it, so they're right inside of it. We're going to iterate through this list. So we're going to go through this people list, and inside, of course, there's dictionaries, so it's going to go through those dictionaries, loop through the dictionaries, and then print the key value pairs that are inside of them. Okay, so for person, right? So this is the value we specify. It's just saying, hey, go through that list. So we know each one of these is a person, right? You have Luke, and then you have Solo. He's a person. So they're just what I specify as the values inside of that list. In people, in the people list here, which is indicated with the square bracket, loop through it. For key value in person items, so we know each one is their individual person, so each dictionary is for an individual person here. So we got Luke and Solo. You're just going to grab the items, which is just a method that specifies for using the key value pair, print key value, and so it's just going to print name, Luke, skill, lightsaber combat, force, user type, light side, and name, Solo, skill, blasters, alliance, rebels. And so then that's what we see down here when we run the code. All right, great. All right, let's do the same thing, except this time we're using pets. So we have pets list, right? Square bracket. Inside curly brackets, we got the first pet's beta fish, the second pet's a wampa. Nested inside the list, of course. For pet in pets list, right? So it's just saying, hey, for the values inside this list, loop through it. For key value, so key is pet, and value is beta fish. You're gonna loop through it, and then you're gonna print that. So first type of pet is a beta fish, owner down attack, food, bloodworms. And then the second type of pet is gonna be a wampa. That's on Star Wars. I don't know if you remember that scene where Luke, he's stuck in a cave on the planet of Hoth, and then this wampa is like, how can I? It looked like a bear almost, a polar bear looking creature, Bigfoot. I don't know, like if a polar bear and Bigfoot had a baby, I guess it would be like a wampa. So this wampa comes roaring at him, and Luke uses force, grabs his lightsaber, and just cuts his arm off. That's a wampa. All right, so owner Luke, we're just gonna say, hey, it's his pet, and he likes to eat rebels. So yeah, it's just printing that out. All right, let's go ahead and move on to challenge 3. All right, so challenge 3, we're going to have a dictionary. Inside of that dictionary, we're going to have some lists. So we have favorite numbers, and we have some Star Wars characters and their favorite numbers. They may have multiple numbers, so that's why we're using a list. Palpatine, his favorite number is 66, right? execute order 66. All right, and then Yoda, his favorite number's 1,000 because that's the age he lives up to, and 101 because Yoda, he's a Jedi Master and he just teaches classes, so he's just like the Force 101. I don't know. For a person, favorite number, so key value pairs. In favorite numbers items, we're using both key value pairs, so we specify the items method, print, and then the person's favorite numbers, right? So it's gonna go through this. It's gonna say Palpatine's favorite number, for number in favorite numbers. So, let's dig in a little deeper here. We're now looking at the values within that dictionaries. It's gonna then print the numbers, right? So it's gonna print that. So let's go ahead and run this and see what we get. All right, so Palpatine's favorite numbers are 66, and then Yoda's 1,000 and 101, right? So this first one just goes through dictionary, says we're going to use the key value pairs, and the second one goes through this key value pairs and then prints out what we're looking for. In this case, it's going to be first the person, right? So when we're first going through that dictionary and we're just listing out the dictionary values of Palpatine, and then we're going through the list, and then we're listing out the contents of that list. So 66, right? 1,000, 101, and that's basically what we're doing here. All right, so here we got some dictionaries within dictionaries. So city, first one's Coruscant, population 3 trillion, famous for Jedi temples, right? And then the second dictionary we have here is Alderaan, and then it has a population of 0, famous for asteroid fields. All right, so for key value in city items, so we're using the key values within this dictionary. Print, the key has a population of value population and is famous for its value. And then we're just gonna insert that into our string here. So when we print that out here, we get the following. And see here, you can see value, right? And so you're like, well, what's that referring to? That's referring to this key, which is population here, right? And so that population is 3 trillion. In this case, it's 0. If we look down here, that's exactly what we see. We see Coruscant has a population of 3 trillion, right? So that's what it's referring to right there. And we have the key, right? So the key is Coruscant. The value is population. So we're seeing the population 3 trillion down here, right? 3 trillion. And it's famous for its Jedi temples. And it's famous for value, famous for, right? So we're looking at that key, and then we're going to get the value. So famous for Jedi temple. So that's what you see down here, Jedi temple, right? And then it's going to go through each one of those dictionaries. So next it's going to go to Alderaan, right? Has a population of 0. And that's what we're specifying here. And it's famous for its asteroid fields. Value, we're specifying the value here, famous for, and then got asteroid fields, which is asteroid fields there. All right, so that's that. And next we're going to be doing chapter 7, user input and while loops. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.